once we get to 30 years old, our body goes into a steady decline. In fact, you can lose 8% muscle mass over the next decade. And if you're a woman who's either going through or been through the menopause, you can lose up to 20% bone density due to osteoporosis in the next 5 years. Yes, 20%. Now, there are things you can do to stop that. Doesn't have to be drugs, and there's been a lot of it in the news just recently. So let's talk about this. This is particularly for the women over 40 who've been told their life to be careful, do yoga, do the Jane Fonda workout. Today I'm going to tell you why doing big weights is not an option if you're over 40, it's compulsory. It can be the difference between having a fabulous life at 70 or a miserable life at 60. I'm also going to tell you about the 5 main advantages of lifting big weights, and to be fair, because I'm going to tell you the whole truth, the 3 slight disadvantages. So my name's Carl Zeider. I've been a personal trainer for over a decade and I specialise in strength and mobility. Now in that decade I've trained hundreds of women in their 40s, 50s, 60s, even going into their 70s. And I've seen the transformation that happens in them. And I don't mean the transformation you get on all these websites for aesthetics. I mean, I've watched them transform and get stronger. I've watched them get more confident. I've got them become more able. And how do they do this? Not by messing around with little 3 kg pink dumbbells, but by going on the big weights. The big weights make them stronger, not the small weights. Now, going heavy doesn't mean you're going to become a power lifter. It's basically what means heavy to you as an individual. One person's heavy is another person's light and vice versa. So the way we gauge you, I get you to score an exercise 1 to 10. And we're looking for an 8 out of 10. So in real terms, just think about this. It's like an 8 out of 10. So if I get you to do 6 to 8 reps, then your last 2 should be difficult. So much that you probably can't do a 9th one. Or if I ask you to do 10 reps, you do 8 and you struggle doing 9 and 10, and you probably can't do 11. That's where the magic happens. In that zone, the 8 out of 10 with the 2 that you just about do. Let's talk about these 5 advantages. 1, your bone density. A heavy load tells your body to start laying down extra calcium. Think of it like this. If every year your body loses a few layers of calcium around your bones, and every time you lift heavy, a thin layer gets put back on. So you might not be stopping the osteoporosis, but you're definitely slowing it down. It becomes your insurance policy to stronger limbs later on, less fragile body, a more determined attitude. Number 2, more muscle mass. More muscle mass increases your metabolic rate. You increase metabolic rate, more sugar dispensation, less chance of diabetes. More muscle makes you stronger. If you're stronger, less chance of falling, less chance of having accidents. If you're stronger, more chance of going on adventures, of doing things that you want to do. And it's never too late to build muscle. I only started when I was 50. You can be 40, 50, 60, because everything you do in your 40, 50, 60s will help you in your 70s. Some of the greatest strong people at 75 didn't start till they were 40 or 50. Number 3, hormones. It's been proven that lifting heavy helps stabilize your growth hormones or boost them, and your DHEA, that little compound, the chemical in your body that helps the hormones along. And your post-menopause has been proven that heavy weights help with all those things that chemically crash after you or go crazy during it, help stabilize everything. Number 4, which is actually one of my favorites, it's posture. When we teach someone to squat, for example, we teach good posture, the deadlift, good posture, bench press, all of them, rows, all these big moves, they lead to good posture. And when you work on your back and its posture, it comes through everything else. Your alignment of your body goes more into homeostasis. And we've got homeostasis, there's less wear and tear. It's also a proven point that when we stand and we look forward to the horizon, we naturally feel more uplifted than if we walk looking at the floor. Look into that one. I used to teach that one a lot. So good posture makes you feel better and puts less wear and tear on the rest of your body. And finally, number 5. To me, this is the best one, so I've saved it for last. It's the one nobody ever talks about. And that's your confidence. Can you imagine when you come to me as a 55-year-old woman who's never really done much in the way of lifting things, and I say, our aim is for you to lift your own body weight. You think I'm mad. But with structure and what we call progressive overload, over a period of time, one day you do it, you lift your own body weight. It's one of my favourite things, seeing that jubilation on someone's face when I say, today you did what we set out to do. After that, it's a game changer. You believe you can do anything, you walk taller, you walk more proud, you're keen to come to the gym, you've told all your friends. So don't forget number 5, and that's the boost of confidence. So yes, like I said, there are some small disadvantages, but you can soon work through them. So let's go through these. Number 1, you might have joint sensitivity, especially in the knees, the hips, the shoulders. They're the most common ones. So there's no point just piling loads of weight on them until they're sorted out. And the best way to sort them out is to take care of your mobility first. Work some strength into your range of motion. Maybe get some alignment in the posture better. So start with your mobility. And after mobility comes, then you can start working your strength patterns. Number 2, the pelvis. Now, especially if you're a woman who's had children, 1, 2, 3, I don't know how many. If you've had children, then your pelvis is all come out of alignment. It's designed like that by nature. It moves as you go through age till you're getting older. So lots of women can suffer from pelvis problems. Get it assessed. Don't make a guess, get it assessed. Start doing pelvic floor exercises, get some training, strengthen that. And once you strengthen that, you can start working on other things. Prioritize it. Number 3, and this can be the biggest one, that's the ego. When you start realizing how strong you actually are, you start chasing the numbers. Now, when you start off, your strength pattern will be in quick stairs. Train, get bigger, train bigger, train bigger. And you'll start seeing those numbers and you'll get all excited. But a lot of people, I start just getting them to lift their body weight first. And it's a huge goal for a lot of people. And they're excited when they get there. But once you get to a certain range, you start plateauing. And that's when you'll have long periods of one level of weight before you go up just a small one. And this is why your training needs to be over a long period of time with progressive overload. Remember that we want consistency over a long period of time, not short in, smash it. That's how you get the injuries. So we spoke about mobility, getting yourself assessed and training the right parts, and keeping away from the ego and being consistent over a long period of time. So you only need to train 3 times a week. Don't go doing 5, 6. Don't go chasing things. Be sensible. Train 3 times a week over a long period of time, and you're going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. So just exactly how do big weights compare to the other forms of training? So let's start with cardio. Now, cardio is a good thing in the long run because it softens up the heart, allows it to operate properly. So we do need to do some cardio if we want to stay fit, healthy, and even for our longevity and goodness of our heart. But it's not going to build muscle. It's not going to make you strong. What about Pilates and yoga? Well, once again, they're going to make you feel good, make you spiritually aware. It's going to make your life seem a lot more pleasant. Okay? They're glorious, they're glamorous, but they're also not going to make you strong. They're not going to build muscle. So how about all these ladies who go with the 3 kg dumbbells, the lightweights, because they don't want to be big and muscly? Well, you can get some aesthetics with high reps. You can do loads more reps and you can build up some time under tension, etc., etc. So you can work to making a better looking body, but it's never going to be a stronger body. The only way you're going to get stronger is by continuously lifting heavier, because if you can lift heavier, then obviously you're getting stronger. How about machines? Well, machines we can get there. And there's different fans for machines and different fans for free weights and different fans for body weight. So they're good. Only problem with machines sometimes is they're very specific about what they're training. Whereas if you're training body weight or barbells and dumbbells, like free weights, then generally you're going to use a lot more subsidiary secondary muscles as well. So from my personal perspective, I'd say that's better for the longevity of your body, but it's just a point of view. So if I was to give a hierarchy to this, then I would definitely say mobility is first. Everything is nothing without mobility. Second comes your strength. And with your strength comes good metabolism. So strength, get mobile, get stronger, live longer. So what's your next step, I hear you ask? That's what you're wondering, isn't it? Well, if I was you, I'd go out and find yourself a coach, personal trainer like a PT, someone you know who's really good at it, and get them to teach you some of the big moves, the big compound moves. Squats, beautiful. Deadlift, bench press, you'll be surprised how much you enjoy it, and some big rows. Just keep them as your basic lifts, but it's different variations of them. Find the ones that you're going to gel with. Okay, my personal is I love teaching the squat. I find a lot of women tend to like that, but you can find out for yourself, learn some, see what you think of them. Make sure when you find your coach or trainer that they know how to train a woman over 40 who's never trained with big weights before. In other words, they've got patience, but above all, they start with your mobility and see where your mobility is. After they can teach you technique, then after that, you can put on more load. So make sure it's in that order. Mobility, technique, load. Okay? And with that in mind, you've got a lifetime ahead. Start light and over time, start going up gradually. You'll find that with strength tends to come in steps. In other words, it'll start really fast. You'll go boom, 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 boom. And then it'll start to plateau. And for ages, you'll be on the same. Then suddenly you'll get stronger and then it'll be on the same again. So be patient. And over time, just see how far you come in 12 weeks. And in 12 weeks, you probably won't recognize the woman that you're looking in the mirror now because you'll see someone completely different in 12 weeks' time and 12 months' time. Listen, as we speak right now, your bones are getting weaker. Your muscles are saying goodbye and nobody's coming to save you. It's up to you. So do yourself a favor. If nothing else, lift up something as heavy as soon as you can. And then something heavier next week. And then something heavier the week after. And see how you get on with it. And just try it. And then you can start living the stronger life. Lift heavy, live long, move well. And boom! Above all, stay strong and keep smiling.